Watch this thing. Just run. Hello. Hello. Hello, girls. Have you been eating your food? Oh, hang on. Let me in. Don't come out. No. Move. Get out of the way. You'll get squashed. Say hello. Say hi, Joe. Hey, Twiggy. Say hello. Ow! Kicked my hand. You vicious little critter. It's not food.
Kia ora, beautiful people. Welcome back. Sorry this is late. For those who don't know me, my name is Carla. I'm coming to you from the east coast of the North Island of New Zealand, also known as Aotearoa. East Coast, North Island of New Zealand, that's it. You can find me on Instagram as So Knit Create Repeat, or and repeat. And I also have another channel called Plumtree Cottage New Zealand, which documents my gardening month by month. It's just new. So yeah, welcome. Hello. Today is Monday, excuse me, just wipe my nose. Monday the 19th of June. I'm very, very late filming this because it's been a mad month. So I will update you a little bit later. But for now, we'll just get straight into this. Oh yeah, sorry. This is a knitting and crochet and spinning and sewing and whatever else I feel like doing podcast. Vlog thing. That's one of those days. So, yeah, I have quite a lot to show just because I am probably two and a half weeks late in filming this. So, I won't show you everything that I've got because I do have quite a bit of sewing stuff that'll be happening and I've bought patterns and fabric for. So, I think what we'll do is, excuse me, I'll show you those next time because I probably would have started on them. Hopefully. Right, finished object number one, we'll get this big one out of the way first, is, if you remember, my crochet scrappy blanket. So a little while back I went through all my wool bins and I sorted them out, and I pulled out a whole lot of stuff that I couldn't really use to make anything. There were balls of wool that had been attacked by moths at some point, just little ends left over of things that, yeah, weren't complete balls. So I held, making sure that fire's still going, I held one strand of a brown. So I had a light brown, a dark brown, a heathered brown, and I had black, and I just alternated that every now and then, and I held it with one strand of coloured wool, which once again I just wound on a bit, tied a knot, wound on a bit so that it would change and I wouldn't know how it was going to change. So I think, now if there's bits poking out, don't worry. They have actually been woven in as I made the blanket, but some of them are poking out and I'm just leaving them so they kind of felt in there. Because if I keep trimming them, they'll end up going back to the knot. So this is the magnificent beast. I do actually have a photo of it spread out on my bed. I made it for the couch. So it goes like that, like that. It's all just treble, UK trebles. And then it goes down, and so it's got all these lovely colours. And then I've just done a double crochet border. I think I did 2 rounds. So yeah, that is my nice cozy blanket. It's so warm. I went away for a 2-day course last weekend, or the week, today's Monday, so not this weekend is gone, but the one before. And it was held at a marae, and the weather was just nuts. It was pouring down with rain. It was quite cold. And I bought this, and I sat under this, and it was so perfect. It was just lovely. So that is finished object number 1. This is not in the order of completion either, because I did actually finish something before this. We're just going to go in the order that I grab things in. So that's the blanket. Ooh, now I'm feeling warm. Ooh, check that up there now. I've just got home from work. And so then I thought I would make a couple of pot holders or oven cloths. And then they're made with some of the same scrappy scraps. They're not the same size because I just eyeballed them. They've been washed. So now I can use them. Because I've got one oven cloth, and the rest that I just use are tea towels. And that particular oven cloth my nana gave me when I was 19. So yeah, it's done really well. So yeah, so I'll put those away. So those were just done a double crochet, yeah, a UK double for the body, and then the border I did a treble. And I made these funny little loops, which I don't know will last that long. And I don't know why I did loops, because I don't actually have anything for them to hang on. But because I just usually just flop them over the rail of the oven door. But that's these. So that was from the same lot of Scrappy Dabby Doodahs. Oh, come on. Come on. Just trying to get that fire started. It's cold. We've had a lot of rain. So this one here is amazing. So not long after I last filmed, I finally finished this, which is Kelly Menzies Bated Breath Shawl, Row and Cades. And I used Mama Wooling 4-ply. I think it's 4-ply merino and nylon, so like 85 and 15. And I love it. This was a shawl that was, I'm just going to check this is recording, because I started to record a week ago and I got 20 minutes in and it wasn't recording and I gave up. So just let me check. Yes. I was so cross. I was like, not doing it now. So yeah, so I used 8 colours. The shawl is designed as an Advent shawl. She did it in partnership with Jess from Skein and Stitch, and to use with one of her Advent calendars. And there's 24 days. So I chose a shade for every 3 days, so would be one shade. And some of these were colours that I had from a Mystery Yarn Club. Some were from my Stephen West Twist and Turns Mystery Knit Along, which when I saw the finished, I got really behind, and when I saw the finished object, I was like, no, don't want that. And you can see why, because I like pretty. So this is huge. Oh, and it's so soft. So now I can wear it properly now. I have worn it once, but I didn't want to make it. I wanted it to still be beautiful to show you guys. So that is the Baited Breath Shawl by Roro and Cades. And if you want beautiful, beautiful indie dyed yarn, and you can afford the shipping from New Zealand, or if you're in New Zealand, check out Sarah from Mama Wooling. She does the most amazing colours. Amazing colours. I love them. So nice. So they can go up there. But that's not all. I feel like I'm one of those infomercial people. Before I went away to that 2-day course I was talking about earlier, I decided that I needed some new fingerless mitts. So I made these, and they are called, I think I wrote it down. I did not. I'll put it on the screen. That is a free pattern, and I've used my hand spun wool. Did I put that in here? No, I didn't. But anyway, you can see. So I used one ball for the cuffs and for the ribbing bits, and then another ball for this. And particularly the cuff colour faded quite a bit, so it's gone from quite dark to quite light. Before I spun it, I dyed the fibre, did like a fractal spin. So that's what I got. And I use those balls initially. I've used partially in my is it night shift or shifty shawl, night shift shawl, the Andrea Mowry one with the slip stitches. So I knew I wouldn't have enough on one ball to make a set of mitts. Well, I wasn't sure. Didn't want to play yarn chicken, so I thought I'd do that. And then I knew I definitely would have enough. And I probably would have had enough because there's still heaps left over, but you just don't know. And I cast these on say like a Thursday night. Finished one in the night. Cast the other one on in the morning, and then knit in my breaks at work, and then finished it that night so I could wear them away over the weekend. So I think they're like cozy something mitts, but I can't remember. But it's a free pattern, and yeah, really nice. I like them. But I'll pop that either on the screen or down below. Slow down, Carla. I'm sorry if you don't like people drinking, but I'm thirsty. And so I got gulp. Nice cup of tea. It's just Dilmah tea in my C cup. Right. But that's not all. We have more finished objects. I know, I'm amazing. So these are the Most Ardently, I think. Yep, these are the Most Ardently socks. Also designed by Kelly of Roro and Cades fame. There's two of them. What can I say? I love Kelly's sock patterns because they're so well laid out, and I think if you were a beginner sock knitter like I was, there wouldn't be any questions left. I made one mistake with this. I mucked up the pattern repeat, but it's right there, and I thought, well, your shoe's going to be on there, so who cares? So there's that one. Oh, and it's knitted in Ashford Ashford sock, and I dyed it with my own dye that I made a blend of. It's the same dye that I used to dye this fibre. I really like that soft, dusky, rosy pink. So yeah, yay, now I can wear them. I haven't worn them because I don't want to. So I think that is all. Oh no, we've got one more. Hang on. I just started this. I started this in May. And I've written down notes, and then I've got one of those little Instax printers that prints off photos from your camera, from your phone. And I've put those in. So I've got that. So I've just been putting like notes about things as I start them. So the other one was these slippers. I'll put a proper picture up on the screen. While I was away, same thing I was talking about before, same place, I noticed my friend had some real just like acrylic-y, plasticky slippers. So that weekend I knitted a pair of TV slippers like my nana used to make us, and I gifted them to her. So I gave them to her on Monday. I used 3 strands of fingering or DK and DK together, and I did the woman's size. I will link, if I can remember, the pattern is actually attached to a YouTube video. So yeah, and I'm knitting another pair at the moment, but I'll show you those shortly. You I'll do that. I left that book. So that's that lovely little notebook. It's quite gorgeous. I'm whizzing through these probably a little bit too fast. Okay. So my first whip that we'll talk about is the Vial sand socks. So this was a test for Kelly. The pattern has been released. She released it last Thursday, I think. It's named the Vial of Sands because of the stitch pattern looks like you know, hourglasses. And the sock, the wool is also Ashford sock, which I dyed up to try and look like sand. So when I did my test, I got down to I think that part of the foot, and I thought, oh, I should really try it on because that is part of being a tester, and it was too tight. So I ripped it right back to the cuff. Oh no, I ripped it right back and started again and cast on the larger size, and that was beautiful, fit perfect. So this is the 72 stitch size, which I think is size 4. It's quite a few sizes. I think this one's 6 sizes. I could be wrong. People in our testing group knitted them for kids. They knitted the small size and they got their kids to wear them. They were so cute. We also had Matthew, who is on YouTube. He's a fairy godfather. He knit one in a beautiful dark brown, sort of with other colours, and they looked gorgeous, like perfect masculine socks as well. So really nice. I keep flinging this around, eh? Sorry, guys. Yeah, so there's that one. And then I actually put the project down for a week or so because sometimes my hands get sore knitting socks. So I've just put the cuff on for the, and I'm just about, I don't know, I must only be, yeah, probably only maybe 2 or 3 rounds away from starting the patterning. But that's fine. I only needed 1 sock done for the test to be complete, so that's good. So in my year of socks, this is my May socks, and these will be my June socks when they're finished. So yeah, that's the Vial of Sand socks, and they are on sale now. So go check her out. Beautiful. And I'm thinking I've got quite a bit left over of each ball that I've dyed, or even just the other one. So I might make some stripy vanilla socks at the end out of all the leftovers. My next whip is a gift knit from my daughter. I did tell you guys about this last time. It's the Kuutar pullover by Sari Nordlund. And where am I? It was like, where's the inside and the outside? And I'm just doing the yoke at the moment. I actually had to make sure that I've got it on the right. Oh yeah, that's the right side. So you can just sort of see, it doesn't look right, but it does. It stretches out quite a lot. So that's as far as I've got the yoke. I just don't want to pull the needles off there. So I think I've probably got about that much more on the yoke to do. And that's using, this gorgeous Utiku yarn from the Wool Company. And it's Corridale 8-ply. They come in big 200 gram balls, and this colour is mocha. It's so soft. So I think she's quite stoked. Now she comes inside and she sees me knitting or working on something else. She's like, oh, where's my top? And literally like, where's my top, Mama? So yes, now I left it over there, didn't I? That wasn't a good idea. Probably made the camera shake with my big bum hitting the floor. Right, so I decided then I wanted a pair of those slippers for me. So this looks really as a really funny shape. But it does fit my foot. I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. Let's put it on my... But what I'm going to do is, I think... I've got really ugly store-bought socks underneath. Can you see that? What I'm going to do... Pardon me. That was a burp. I'm going to pick up stitches around the opening, and I'm just going to make a higher cuff around there to make it snuggle my ankles more. Then I won't have to wear socks and it won't be cool around my ankles, because yeah. But if you see, so you can see that they stretch because that toe area is ribbed. My nana used to make these for us. Turns out my auntie's got the pattern, so I'm going to get it off her. But I actually just did a Google to see if I could try and find them, and I found a similar pattern. So there you go. I suspect I probably really do need to make the sole slightly wider, but it does seem to fit when you've got it on. But I've tweaked this a little bit compared to the ones that I made from my friend Nairi. And I suspect as I make them, I'll just tutu around with the stitch numbers and that, and just eventually get a recipe that I like. So yeah. But they do look really flash. Look. What a dick. So I'm using one strand of this, which is just, I suspect it's a hand spun from one of my great aunts. It was in a bag of wool that my nana gave me from one of her sisters when they passed away. And I'm holding it with, let me just grab this. This cone, which also was in the same, I've no idea, I think it's wool. It smells like wool, but who cares? So yeah, so I mean, I made that one last night. I made that in a night, so I'll have this one done tonight as well, and I'll have some slippers to wear like that. Could be my new gift giving. Your feet look cold. Let me whip you something up. My next whip. It's all going on here, people. Got tissues everywhere because I still have a runny nose after that cold. This is St. Catherine's Cardigan by Kate Davies. I'll show you a really roughly picture of what it should look like. It's the front and that's the back. So the last time you would have seen this, it was, it's quite hard to show because it's bat wing, it's very long. So I probably was, I'm going to say maybe from, that's the cast on edge there, so I was probably up to there. Now the fronts are on hold. I've split for sleeves. I'm knitting up the back. I've got maybe that much more to do. Then I'll do the same to the front. And then I think I make a collar and then that another section that goes across the bottom there. Yeah. And little sleeves, and it'll be done. I'm knitting this with Romney that I spun myself. So I've got that colour and that colour. And I'm currently working on another couple of bobbins of this because even if I have lots left over, I can use it for other things. In fact, I've still got, this is the light grey one because I'm working on that at the moment. This is what it looks like. Now I've got fluff in my mouth. So it's just, oh, I love that smell. So yes, I think I've updated you on all me whippity doodahs. I'm just going to put that back in there because it's the bag I take to work. What else was going to talk about? I have got some fabric, but like I said, I'll show you next time because I really don't have time to sit here lots. So I just knew I needed to get this job done. But I do have, oh, I've got some spinning to show you. So that was my last spinning project that I completed. I just made it because. And there's about 100 grams there. I haven't actually checked the meterage yet. And then I'm also working on that brown that I showed you, and whoops, this one, which is that one. I was kind of thinking about making some leg warmers. We'll see. And I'll show you this. My Nana gave me this a few years ago. It's a very old basin bowl that she used. And something dropped on it here. So I don't really want to use it for food because I don't want to make it worse. So what I do is when I'm spinning, I just put my fleece in there. It keeps it off the floor and it just makes it move easier. And then when it's not in use, it just sits on the pedal of my spinning wheel. So there's that. Yeah, so that is that. And then I keep looking around. What have I forgotten? There's stuff everywhere. Oh, I bought a cross stitch kit too, but I'll show you that one next time. This is just sort of, and I've been working on my Battenberg blanket, but I just don't feel like there's enough real progress to make it worth showing you, but I'll show you next time for the sake of that. But I bought a few things, not really a lot. So Sarah of Mama Wooling, the lady who dyed the wool that's in that shawl, she does mystery clubs, and this was a mystery 50s. And what was it called? Oh yeah, still got the tag. It's called oh, there was a name. I think it's on the invoice and I think I threw it away. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So these are the colours that I got. And let me tell you, when she gives you the mood board, you know that it's not going to be far from what she shows you. That's just gorgeous. If there's one addiction, I've never been much of a person for buying wool or yarn just for the sake of having it, but when hers comes out, sometimes I see the inspiration boards and I'm like, so I just get these little, I think these are 50 gram. Yeah, these are 50 grams. So the 85% extra fine merino, 15% nylon, superwash, 200 meters to 218 yards per 50 grams. And even though these are superwash, they are so soft. They don't feel like superwash. When I first realized that they were superwash, I was really surprised because they just feel like butter. They're beautiful. So I don't know what I'm going to use those for. I just have them. Probably another shawl. And then there's one more acquisition, which is in here. Look, a little podcast basket. So I've been toying with the idea of starting a side business, and for years I've always wanted to try something, and I haven't had the courage or the confidence in myself to do it. So I decided that I really enjoy dyeing wool, so I'm just going to have a play around and maybe just try and build up some clientele, selling some stuff, see how it goes, and if it goes really well, then maybe I could start it like properly, do like a dyeing business. I'm also been designing needle pouches and just on paper because, as you know, I sew, and project bags, because in my head I kept thinking there are so many people out there doing this stuff, but then I thought, if people want to choose to buy something off me, who am I to argue with that? There is enough to go around for everybody. That probably didn't make sense. So anyway, I was looking around and I was trying to think of places to purchase undyed yarn from. So I've ordered some from a New Zealand place, and I'm going to have a play with these. So this one is the 4-ply merino and nylon. This is the 4-ply merino. They look pretty much the same. And this is the DK Polworth woolen spin. So I'm going to dye these up. I'm going to use, excuse me, I'm going to use this as a way of, sorry, there was something in there, seeing how, practicing my dyeing. There's a few techniques I'd like to try out, and I'm also going to be able to knit them up and see how they knit up and what they feel like. Because the one thing I did notice was with the Ashford sock, it's quite a stiff yarn, whereas this one here is really soft. So I'd be interested to see how it compares. and they weren't overly expensive. So watch this space. We will see. So many plans. I'm also probably going to start playing around with dyeing the fibre and selling braids of fibre too, because I just think playing with colour like that, it's, oh, you guys have seen some of the stuff I've done. It's just so much fun. Yeah. So that's me. There's something stuck in there. What is it? It's a twig. So life. What's been happening in life, Carla? It's just been flat tack. I've had a cold. I had chest infection. And then what happened? Yeah, I had a chest infection. Then I had to go away one weekend. What else? So all these different, right? And then when I did have time to film, I was too tired, or I didn't, you know, you've got to be in the mood to talk to a camera with nobody behind it. Yeah, so that's that. I went to the doctor. They've changed my contraceptive pill to try and see whether that changes, because I'm only on it for, well, it is a contraceptive, but to help regulate my periods. So hopefully that nips some. I did have a bit of a migraine the other day, so we'll see what happens. I've had blood tests, came back nothing concerning, but of course it doesn't, because perimenopause doesn't show up in blood tests most of the time, particularly if you're already on an oral contraceptive. So I will just do my own thing, and we'll see how we go from there. What else has been happening? Just trying to think. Chooks are good. Chooks are really good. If you want to catch up with the chooks, you'll just have to watch the gardening video at the end of the month. I haven't really been out in the garden much. I think I was out for the first weekend of June. Then the second weekend I was away at that wānanga. It's like I'm doing a te reo Māori course. And then it's just, we've just had rain. Had a heavy rain just this last weekend. It was still pouring this morning. Sun's come out a little bit now, but I think the warning's still in place. It may start again tonight. So from halfway through Friday, it started raining again. I mean, it'd been raining on and off all week anyway. And then it was really heavy rain the weekend before. And we've had pretty much solid rain since Friday, plus really big, heavy bouts of rain. Saturday night, I woke up, Friday night with thunder. It was really just, it was out the gate. So I haven't really been in the garden much either. It's just been too wet. There's a big muddy path as you walk from the house down to where the chickens are, where I tracked down there to say hello to them in my gumboots. Speaking of which, I'm going to go out and say hello to them in a minute. We're going to have steak for tea tonight, in case you're interested. And I'm going to pull out a lamb roast for tomorrow night, because my cousin's going to be up in Gisborne for work, and she's going to come out and have dinner with us. And what else? You know, I'll think, oh, right, Tour de Fleece. Tour de Fleece. What a dick. So, as you guys know, I often talk about Kelly of Roro and Kate's. A lot of you came to me from Kelly's channel anyway, so you know who I'm talking about. Well, she has a Discord group, which I'm a member of. And we have started a little channel on our channel called the Sunwalkie Spinners. Sunwalkie stands for Secret Society of Nerds Who Carry Yarn, because that's the name of our knit group. So if you would like to join, we're not going hard. I think at the moment there's 4 of us. We're just doing it for fun. There's 4 of us. We're entering our team. But we're open for anyone else to come and join us. Doesn't matter how experienced you are, we don't care. Head over to Kelly's channel. I'll link her down below in the description box below, and check out her videos, and she will explain how to join the Discord group from her videos. I don't think I can give you the link to it anyway, but I feel like it's rude if I just invite people to join her Discord without you actually meeting her first. So go over and meet her, and then subscribe to her channel, like it, and then you're allowed to join the Discord group. Yeah. I think that's about it, guys. I think that's about it. Short and sweet. Actually, it might be a long and sweet. But anything I've forgotten this time, I will update you in a couple of weeks. I still want to try and keep this to sort of like the beginning of the month. So beginning of July, I'll do another episode, and might be at the end of the first week of July. By then I would have had my first week of the school holidays, and I probably would have had a chance to do a bit of sewing, and I can update you on my sewing, because I'm also cleaning up my sewing room as well. So yeah, I will catch you later. Take care, behave yourselves, don't do anything silly, and yeah, ka kite.